we live in dangerous times. We're fighting communism on our own shores, and we're fighting evil terrorists and tyrants around the world.
So, Mike Johnson just can't keep himself from being a complete and total tool, and today was no exception, where the Speaker of the House clearly let his emotions get the better of him during a press conference and completely melted down over the success of the Democratic Socialists all across the country. Take a look.
This is not a game. Everybody needs to understand these crazy little mini Mamdanis who are popping up all around the country, they are a danger to you and your family. This is not a game. If they promise you free stuff, there is far more beneath those promises that even some of these people do not understand themselves.
Well, Mike, there's only one political party in this nation that continues to fund a domestic extremist organization, or as you like to call them, ICE, which has killed American citizens and all of the like, and whereas the opposing side, the evil communists, as you call them, are releasing PSA videos on how to inform people better ways to stay cool during summer heat.
It's been a great month to be a fan of New York City, but this week, it's about to get a lot tougher. We are entering what could be the most extreme heat wave this city has seen in over a decade. It can hit 100 degrees, with temperatures feeling as hot as 112 and staying hot into the weekend. We're ready, but we want to make sure you are too. Especially if you're celebrating the World Cup, or the 4th of July, or renting out MSG to get married. Hypothetically. The most important thing you can do in this heat is to stay indoors with air conditioning.
Yeah, so scary, I guess. Yeah, and these are the people we're supposed to be afraid of. And I mean, come on, I just had to throw some Mamdani in there for us. Mike Johnson was seriously starting to piss me off a little bit. But anyway, just to confirm and clarify, you have the evil communists helping children not pass out from overheating versus the lovely, amazing, perfect, sweet old little capitalists who fund bombs to blow up schools in the Middle East. Cool. Okay, yeah. No, I see a strange dichotomy going on here. And yet, Mike Johnson stands up at his podium and continues to spew out some McCarthyism dribble straight out of the 1950s. And it doesn't work anymore, Mike, right? Like, we can all see with our very own eyes the Trump administration and their ICE force murdering people in the street. And while the right defends it and tries to cover it up by halting vehicle stops, this is what the left is saying.
They're just trying to cover for the fact that what they are doing shouldn't be allowable in the first place.
And AOC is exactly right. We need to be calling this out. We need to be effectively managing the situation, using policy, getting rid of ICE. During this same press encounter, AOC was then asked a little bit about the specific killing of the resident in Maine, and she pulls no punches when it comes to attacking Susan Collins. Take a look.
Senator Collins wrote the blank check to allow these officers to conduct themselves in the way that they have in Maine in the first place. And she's the one who's poured resources into it. And just because now that there's live footage of the atrocities that she has enabled, doesn't make it better than preventing them from happening in the first place.
And she is 100% correct here, right? Going back and making these changes to ICE will not fix anything, right? These little band-aid solutions. The organization as a whole is completely corrupt and rotten through and through, right? And the left are the ones who recognize that. And so do the vast majority of the American people, right? Just as Florida congressional candidate Elijah Manley says here on Hassan's stream, ICE must be abolished, but not only abolished, it must also be prosecuted.
Speaking of ICE, you brought it up earlier. Do you support the abolition and the prosecution of ICE?
Yes, abolition and prosecution.
Okay.
I think it's important.
What about Debbie Wasserman Schultz? What's her assessment on ICE?
She supported building in 2011 an ICE detention facility in Broward County in the Southwest Ranches. She signed a letter saying this is good for the economy and recommending to the ICE director to build that facility.
God.
Yep. No notes, right? ICE agents acting without impunity, without guardrails, without any semblance of care for the people that they're supposedly protecting. It's all bullshit, right? And we know that it's all bullshit, but they just have this level of funding that the government wants to put in this agency is just absolutely absurd.
We double the funding for national defense. Look, we live in dangerous times. We're fighting communism on our own shores. And
we talked a lot about ICE back on the channel in like December and January with Metro Surge and Minneapolis and all this stuff. And it really goes to show you, just how they're back at it again, right? Trump wants his paramilitary force, right? He doesn't want the military because they have to listen to whatever Congress. But Trump's like, nope, ICE is mine, right? So he just wants a force that's all his, right? They have no loyalties to the country, just loyalty to Trump, an old dying man who is desperate to keep his power and money and nothing else, right? But thankfully, the people of the United States have morals, unlike a lot of our elected representatives. And in Maine specifically, the people are pissed at Susan Collins.
When we want ICE out! When we want it out! ICE out!
Collins is in some seriously hot water right now, and how does she respond to all of this criticism of her terrible policy? Well, only in the worst way possible. She released a statement that says, "While the investigation of the Bidford shooting is not yet complete, it raises sufficient critical questions that I spoke with DHS Secretary Mullen last night and urged him to cease all non-urgent vehicle stops." Okay, but at the same time, here's a video of Susan Collins voting to give ICE $70 billion more dollars.
Ms. Collins. Senators voting in the affirmative: Armstrong, Banks, Barrasso, Blackburn, Bozeman, Britt, Budd, Capito, Cassidy, Collins.
Yeah, so I don't want to hear any bullshit from you, Susan Collins. You directly funded this organization that led to these killings, right? But how did her biggest competition, Troy Jackson, respond to the killing?
This has got to end, and we have to abolish ICE. We have to get rid of ICE, and as sad as I am, I'm also very angry. I'm angry that people have to do this. I'm angry that Mr. Guerrero's not coming home tonight. I'm angry that he has a wife and a kid that will never see him again, because I know what that means for a lot of people in this country and the unfairness, while other people on the top don't have to worry about those things.
So again, dichotomy here. We have one on the left, a beautiful tribute speech with respect and dignity for a man who was taken far before his time was due and from his family and all of these horrific things, and so he gives a beautiful address, right? And then Susan Collins gives a bland corporate statement about how things need to be looked into. And again, the evil people are supposed to be the people on the left, the evil communists, according to Mike Johnson, right? Because everything that I'm seeing is that the left actually has compassion for others, and the right just purely has disdain for anyone that does not fall in line with them or who happens to have a skin color that is not white. And we are supposed to believe that the conservatives are the good guys? No, I mean, come on, give me a break. That's like, it's a joke, right? It's a complete joke. And just to further emphasize the level of corruption and horrific, just like power trip that the Republican Party and conservatives have been going on, check out this traffic stop that just happened from the governor of Nevada, Joe Lombardo. Take a look.
Hello. How you doing, sir? Good. Sergeant Pacheco Metro Police. The reason I'm stopping you is for the... Joe Lombardo. I'm aware. For the red light violation back there. Your right turn onto Giles here. So you're good to go, sir. Appreciate you. Have a good day.
So I was born and raised in Las Vegas, Nevada. I know Joe Lombardo well. He is the sheriff governor, right? He was a sheriff for a long time. He was in police force. And so when a police officer pulls him over and he hits him with the, "Come on, man," that's a power trip, right? He is using his influence and his power to get out of a ticket, right? He ran a red light. If anyone else runs a red light, what are they going to do? They're going to get stopped. They're probably going to get a ticket. But because he's the governor, of course he doesn't. And now we have this video right here of him blatantly showing this abuse of power. But this isn't just specific to Joe Lombardo, right? The entire conservative party is fully corrupt. And Joe Lombardo is too. He's corrupt. He's a Trump bootlicker, corporate shill. And he does have a person running against him for the midterms in Nevada. So hopefully there will be a switch over there. But Joe Lombardo is just a specific example of this cause of the conservatives just being completely corrupted through and through, right? So if you agree that the conservative party is completely corrupt and that ICE must be abolished and Mike Johnson is just completely full of shit, be sure you subscribe to USDS. But I think that's going to do it for me. I'm Iago Lashua. Have a good day. Goodbye.